It's Base Trade TV.
What was that? Is that like a lawnmower or something?
Yeah.
I couldn't quite hear because they had like the intro sound playing. You're like in this like. How come this isn't listed on the tail sidebar? You got me, man. I guess they took it down for whatever reason. Welcome to the semifinals of the Starbow Ladder Cup number 3. I'm Rifkin, joined today by Zombie Grub, and this is going to be a PvP. Now, we do have a barcode here I'd like to unveil real quick, even though I'll do introductions. That is going to be my Insanity's Jade. I asked if he had a non-barcode account he could play for this, and he said he didn't. So, anyways, without further ado, spawning in the top right corner of the map, it's going to be ElBowser, the purple Protoss.
And on the top left, as the pink Protoss, it is Jade.
Now it's kind of cool, when you guys take a look at the actual brackets from not just today's cup, but from the previous cups, you start seeing a lot of the same faces crop up around the quarterfinals. So to me that tells you, or that says to me, like, first off, that there are those people who are good enough to get to the end of the tournament. Like, for example, you throw Samsung Solar into like your odd Zotac Cup, you can expect to see him in the quarterfinals. Same thing kind of goes for Franskar, ElBowser. Like, these are the people we're used to seeing at this point. So these are also the ones that, if you're new to Starbow, you can take advice from. You can look at their builds and kind of go like, oh, hey, that looks kind of cool. I'll try and hit that timing. The nice thing about Starbow too is it's this really nice close-knit community. So these guys all know each other really well, and they also build off of practicing against one another really well. And well, this is gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I know, right?
The other thing too, I'll say this real quick. Whether you're watching this live with us now, whether you're watching it on a VOD, guys, this game, Starbow itself, is free to play. StarCraft 2 Arcade is free to play, and you play this through the StarCraft 2 Arcade. So it doesn't matter whether it's a mod, whether it's an actual game. If you guys like what you see and you're kind of interested and intrigued by like the almost Brood War-esque elements of it, and you are happy that there's no force fields to deal with, I mean, whatever your reasoning is, go try it out. It's free. There's literally no downside to giving it a shot.
Yeah. It literally is free too, because Arcade is free now.
I'm so glad Blizzard finally got around to doing that too, because for a long time you could make the argument like, okay, you know what, the cinematics and all these things that they bundled up for the campaign were cool, and it probably cost them thousands if not millions of dollars to make, but it's the replayability, I guess, of being able to play multiplayer, doing the arcade, tower defenses with your friends, Starbow, for example. This is where the core of StarCraft 2 really is.
Well,
I mean, you've got the competitive side, but I'm talking about like as far as free to play.
I know, the way to make money is to sell the campaign as the $40 thing, leave multiplayer, custom, arcades all open, and then charge us for skins. Money's everywhere.
I think everybody's been down this path at this point where they're like, Blizzard, do it. And you think it'd be so easy because they already have skins implemented. I don't even. I'm like a teenage girl traveling in a pack of 3. I don't even.
Oh god, have you heard that song, Selfie? Oh, it's so terrible.
Dude, oh my god, it makes me so... Okay, well, hang on. We'll get mad about this in a second. We both have Twilight Councils finishing up at the exact same times, curiously enough, so I'm not sure if this is necessarily going to be for those faster blinks that they both have, or if one player's going to try and go for some cheesy Dark Templar stuff, because the core is, like, while this is PvP, not a lot's changed in that regard, as far as build orders. Like, you're still going to see Stalkers come out at the same relative time, or Dragoons in their place, but... yeah, going back to Selfie, dude, what I hate about the song it's not even the dumb, stupid idea of the song itself, it's not about the lyrics, it's the fact that they're just talking, it's not even singing, it's not even rap, it's just talking to like a really awful beat.
It's dance. Like, I'm just, like, I know that there are a ton of songs like that people really, really love, but it's the same people that like rave music, you know? It's not. I don't really want it on like the air that listen to it all the time because I'm not into that music. But anyways,
I turn on the radio and that song's always freaking on.
Yeah, right. I hate when that happens sometimes, but whatever.
The worst actually. I'll finish up this story. I'll focus on the game. I swear, guys. I was actually going to Subway with my sister, and I was like, okay, can we change the radio? I don't want to listen to this. So we swapped to another radio station, and it was playing the same song, and I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Anyways, we do see a lot of Blink Stalkers from ElBowser, whereas we do see more, I guess we have a Dragoon investment. It sounds weird to say, but I think Zephyus was telling me last time, it took like 23 shots or something to start to kill a Dragoon, because they don't deal bonus damage versus, or not bonus, but they don't really deal much damage to Dragoons, but as we see, if you have enough of them, it will still go down.
Oh, I was wondering what it was attacking. It wasn't focus firing the weakened one. Oh well.
Trying to at least.
Stalker is apparently just the thing to do now. They might have overbuffed him.
Yeah, overcorrected, so to speak. But the thing is, they both got the option of it. It's not like one player's got Stalkers and the other doesn't. Blink becomes built in, so it's not like tech is even that big of an issue. But I mean, numbers are still going to be everything. It's, again, not that different from regular StarCraft 2 in that regard. You're going to have more Stalkers, you're going to win the fight. That's the bottom line. Although high ground's going to come into effect if they can force a fight, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Awkward blink into another blink. Give me chase, though. Jade's going to catch a Stalker. Not a bad start to this. He's still got a lot of Stalkers on his end. How's this looking back home for ElBowser? He's got a cannon up in his mineral line. He does have a Stalker or a Dragoon out. Again, the Dragoon's going to do a decent job of soaking some hits, but high ground advantage, I'm surprised, not being forced by either player. Decent blink micro there out of both, actually.
I'm surprised that he went for that forge. That is an investment that's not going to pay off immediately. Although, I guess it's going to work out for him, actually.
I mean, both players are just going to be expanding. It's
yeah,
a bit of an odd disengage because you're so used to seeing this be already over, right? Like when someone comes at you with Blink Stalkers in regular StarCraft 2, you're either dead or you're going to counterattack and win. But in this scenario, they've disengaged. And again, this is kind of one of the strengths of Starbow. It's more fun to watch in that regard. But do keep in mind, guys, even though these Stalkers, they can see uphill, they'll be able to see the Stalkers on top of the cliff here, there's still that 50% chance they miss if shooting upwards. So he's got to be very careful with taking engagements.
Yeah, it's so weird to see this amount of Blink Stalkers too. Usually going into the higher tech, whether it's Colossus or Archons, I suppose.
14, 18. Again, that Stalker, or not Stalker, the Dragoon's not really getting utilized too much here. It needs to soak these hits.
Oh. Without that singularity, he just really can't get in on the action. Constantly behind all the Stalkers, not really working out for him. Not breakable yet, though. Of course, Defender's Advantage actually exists in Starbow PvP. So it's not going to be, you know, that pylon that's right next to the reinforcements. Like, he's actually going to be able to hold on.
Yeah, I mean, ElBowser, I kind of, like, the thing I really actually liked that he did was the cannon in the mineral line. It doesn't seem like a lot, but what it does is if, say, Jade was trying to go around the long side over here to the south, sneak up here, it buys him a little bit of time. And sometimes it's only like a second or two of time you need to respond. That makes the difference of, like, all the probes dying versus one or two, but Stalker's still a little bit hesitant to quite go all in. I mean, for Jade, there's no way to know that he's got the lead. It is 21-18, but there's no way to really concretely confirm this. So he sends 4 up. I actually really like this move. But as the Stalkers get baited to the blink, he could move into the natural, and I think that might be his best choice, but he's not going to do it. Decides to skirt around the cannon instead. Still picking up a couple probes here and there. Not too bad. I mean, probe kills are going to be everything. 8 kills, 8 probe kills, not too bad.
Yeah, he's up by 6 now. Still on 2 base. He hasn't really invested into a whole lot of tech, though. He's getting charge. He's also getting that +1, which unfortunately is going to be very far behind. But Zealots or Archons, I honestly don't know. You don't see enough mirror matchups at all in Starbow.
I think the Archons are always going to be better to have in general, just because they're going to soak more hits. The shields on an Archon is absurd, whereas the Zealot's not going to really be able to take that much.
You can get so many more Zealots, though.
That is true, but I guess with the charge they'll be able to connect a little bit easier. Either way, Blaze going to be a bit hard to deal with. Now on the defensive, Jade, he's going to hold for now. Nothing too dangerous. Yeah. I mean, his worker lead is still, it's up by 5, but in Starbow, that's not the biggest deal in the world. Storm
isn't really going to help. In Brood War, you actually saw a lot more Reaver usage than Storms.
Oh, that would be cool, yeah. I wonder if, can you, because the Scarab is, it's not like a projectile, it's like a living thing, so to speak. Like, if you have a Scarab coming towards you and blink back, does it juke it, or does it follow you through the blink? Well, hopefully someone goes for Reavers, we'll get to find out.
Yeah, right? Looks like neither of them are really planning on it. Probably still not that much. Again, every single part of Starbow is still really being discovered. But, yeah, none of them going towards it. That +1 is already done for ElBowser, by the way, so every single engagement he's going to have that upgrade lead.
Yeah, albeit slightly, but still always going to be good to have. This is the problem with this choke, too. On the other side of it is a concave preset. I mean, Jade's going to be able to come from multiple angles. We do have some Stalkers moving towards the main. There's no cannon up here to defend for him like there was for ElBowser, so sending a couple Stalkers up here, still taking a couple probe losses. Fight almost forced out in the main. We do see ElBowser disengaging, but the Stalkers in the main, unfortunately, will be driven off. Now, how many workers did he kill? 3. Nothing amazing, but still.
Well, somehow he is up now by 6 where he was down by 6. So.
I think Jade had cut workers, though, to make all those zealots.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Now, as far as what goes towards the late game, there's no Colossus to sort of aspire to. You don't get that sort of crazy death ball where it's Colossus versus Colossus, Laser Beam Wars, Tempest as the follow-up. There's none of that in Starbow. This is probably going to stick around a lot of Gateway tech, but as Zombie Grub said, we haven't seen a lot of like PvP, much less mirror matchups in general, because a lot of people do the race switching option. So I'm really curious to see how this goes as we progress further, because, again, Reavers may be an option for these guys, but I'm not sure if that's what they're necessarily thinking of. Actually, what I'd like to start seeing is, this might be the one rare situation where Warp Tech might not be too bad. You build a Warp Prism, you bait all these Blink Stalkers to be, say, halfway across the map, and warp in a ton of Zealots. Instead of Jade's Mineral Line or something? I don't know.
I wonder how effective it would be to be the first one to have a Warp Gate in a PvP.
Well, the Warp Gate itself almost stifles production, but it's more about the maxing slash remaxing potential, I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, you have 2 Templar. Does he have Storm? He does have Storm. So we're going to see some Storm drops coming out of ElBowser if he can get around undetected. Which could be really effective. I mean, there's a cannon to defend, but let's be honest, Storm's going to shred those probes.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Oh, I forgot how observers are weird.
We see Red Bandit popping up in chat. I was actually going to accidentally find this space too, so Zel's going to load here if he wants, but Red Bandit saying, crossing my fingers for a 200 Stalker, Blink Stalker fight. That would be so cool. I'm not going to disagree with that at all.
Yeah, that's something we never ever see.
I would have loved if he had unloaded 1 Zealot there. I'm not sure why he didn't. I think 1 Zealot to attack this probe that could have, well, expanding could have been really good, but I guess not wanting to give away his Warp Prism, hoping that Jade didn't see it. It looks like Jade did not see it, or else he'd be prepared over here and set the natural instead of in the middle of the map. So I think these storms are going to go off with pretty good effect. Probes are pulled to transfer, not to run away.
This is a really nice spread.
Should have done the Templar first, I think. But alright,
Yeah,
so look at the storms off. Get some pretty good probe kills there. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, fight is forced.
I don't know what happened there. Blink in and a blink out? I don't know.
Either way, Storm does miss a good chunk of these units. Going to go down on a lot of the Stalkers of his opponent, but also a lot of his own Zealots, unfortunately. You got to be careful with Storms in that regard, but it takes a huge lead, does ElBowser. Now Jade doesn't have a lot of Stalkers behind this. Still blinking alive to kill what he can. The reinforcements coming from the base. Couple Zealots charging forward, and this will drive ElBowser back. But in the meantime, let's not forget, ElBowser cleaned this mineral line. He's doing it again.
They picked the worst effing colors. Seriously.
Yeah, pink and purple. Woo! Well, plus the fact that Stalker's already like this beige-ish color doesn't help much more. But still, the key thing behind this is Jade's got that expansion up, and ElBowser knows about it. Will he do anything about it? Well, middle of the map, another fight being forced. Zealots and Stalkers are still mingling around. We do see a blink forward out of Jade. A little bit bold in that regard. I don't think he's got the supply lead. No, he actually doesn't. So this fight will not go in his favor if he decides to follow this up. But he's still going to try and pick off what he can. Trying to use Zealots to his advantage. Blinking away once again. But this is looking better and better for ElBowser every time they trade out.
Yeah, I mean, oh, that's actually a cool secret base. If it looks really good for him right now, he's up by 9 probes, which is definitely going to help. And his army supply is so much better. But with that secret third, keep on, you know, if it doesn't get discovered.
Well, he's already discovered it a long time ago.
Yeah, he saw it. He doesn't get harassed rather, but he's also setting Zealots over there, so never mind. That was the one thing that could like get him back into this game is like having that for an extended period of time.
Is storm drop again? Or he's getting ready for it. I think he's gonna try and draw the attention towards the south here. Yeah, doing precisely that. Then moves in for the storm drops. Really like this move out of ElBowser. Probes are going to die. I felt a disturbance in the force. Maybe?
Slowest storm drop ever.
He's not. He's okay. That was a mistake. Oh, he's busy in the middle of the map fighting over here using Blink. I think the storms would have been a way better. Winning this fight in the middle of the map's irrelevant if you kill all the probes. I mean, you're up 50 workers over 31 of your opponent. Of course, there's no way of knowing this, but still, Jade in a really rough spot. Zealots are going to clear out that lower base while this fight's going on. It looks like the Zealot count's actually going to be more than enough. We got an Archon coming through too, as well as a Dark Templar. I think Bowser's just locked down this game.
Yep.
All right, well, GG.